and welcome to Snapshot, your place for all news, history, and just chat about quad ball. We've got two videos coming up today, maybe today, definitely this week. This one first, we're going to be reviewing this past weekend, including the York County qualifiers, winners, bid winners, all those things. And then later today, I'll be posting a video with an interview with two guests previewing both the Howard County qualifiers this weekend and the Champaign County qualifiers coming up next week. A lot of quad ball to talk about today. Please hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Let's get into it. First things first, in the Southwest, Death Row Classic. This was hosted by Sam Houston in Huntsville. And a couple surprising things. The one thing that was not surprising was Texas State absolutely dominating. 195-70 over UTSA. I believe Texas State, by the way, only had, I want to say it was 12 people. It was not very many, but utter domination from the Bobcats. 195-70 over UTSA, 200-80 over Sam Houston, and 255-10 over Texas. So a dominant showing from Texas State, proving to be elite in the Southwest and gearing up to make a run at nationals. It will be interesting to see how they match up against some of the other top teams, because we haven't seen them play a ton of the top teams. We saw them play Creighton earlier this year, and Creighton won. But other than that, largely untested are the Bobcats. So it'll be interesting to see how that shapes out. This was an exhibition match between the Texas Copperheads and Sam Houston. I wouldn't read into the scoreline too much because it was just an exhibition. But Copperheads got the win over their college counterpart. This game was the one I thought was the most interesting of the whole weekend, not only because the scoreline was so close, but 130-115, where Texas was winning at the beginning of this game, and they were doing very well to start this game out. 7-3, 15 minutes in, Texas is, firing on all cylinders at the start of this game coming into this tournament, and then a 5-goal run, they give up the lead. So it's 8-8, they tie back up. Grayson Floyd catches the flag. So you're thinking, if you're Texas, it's 115-80. We've only got to score 2 goals. They need 5. Unfortunately, unfortunately for Texas, Sam Houston goes on a 5-goal run to get the win. But this is the most fight we've seen out of Texas the whole year. And so it's great to see that it's finally coming into fruition, that Texas is now playing well, and they get one of their first wins of the year. This might be their first win. Someone might have to correct me. I think they had one more at the Southwest Regional, maybe. I think they did, because I think a lot of the teams went 1-3 at Southwest. But UT getting a win over UTSA as well. Just absolute domination to start this game. Starting out strong in both of these games, against Sam Houston and against UTSA. So maybe that's something that Texas has going for them, is they're able to start games strong, and it's just finishing the game out. They were able to do so. Another flag catch by Grayson Floyd kept the lead and really put the game out of reach. Couple of goals to finish it up, and the Longhorns walk away 1-2 on the weekend. This game, though, 170-160, Sam Houston survives a scare against UTSA, where the Roadrunners were also dominating Sam Houston at the beginning of this game, 9-4 at 13 minutes. So a 5-goal advantage for the Roadrunners. It's 11-8, I believe, right at the 20-minute mark-ish. And then Sam Houston starts crawling back in with a run here, gets down to golden goal. Sam Houston wins it 170-160, able to survive a scare. And some people might look at that and say, well, does that mean that the Bearcats at Sam Houston aren't ready for a nationals run? Can they really go as far as we think they can? And I say, at least they put the team away that they should, right? Sam Houston should win this game. That's no disrespect to the UTSA, but Sam Houston this year has been a better team, and they should be winning this game. So I think it's good that they're able to win in those high-pressure scenarios, and I'd rather them see tight games now than see those games later at nationals. So good for Sam Houston, some good reps for UTSA, and so close to getting the win. But able to put up 7 goals on Texas State is good. Had a decent showing against Texas and came very close to winning against Sam Houston. So UTSA, you walk away from this tournament, maybe it's not your best showing, but you had some decent results. So Texas State goes 3-0, Sam Houston 2-1. Texas 1-2, and UTSA 0-3. That's the Death Row Classic for you. H2O5 held in California. Not all the logos are loading right now, but what you need to know, Bay Area Breakers ended up winning this in the championship 220-125 over the Second Stars. Most people would suspect that they would be the winners. However, this game was their only slip up for the Breakers, a 165-140 win for the Second Stars. This is in group play before these teams matched again in the final where Breakers won it. But we see Breakers slip up here against Second Stars, where, similar to the Death Row tournament, Breakers get out on a massive run to start this game. Looks like 8-3, around 11 minutes. And then Second Stars claw back into it. They catch the flag, go on a 4-1 run to end the game and win it. And the Breakers, you don't want to see them lose that game. You'd like to see them pick up 4 wins here in H2O going into the West Qualifier next week. Of course, the West Qualifier is the one that's more important. You definitely need to win those games. Only 2 bids available, and out of Breakers, Lost Boys, and Copperheads, only 2 of those teams are going to get the bids from the West Qualifier. And of course, Second Stars might have something to say about that. Silicon Valley Vipers as well. I don't know if the B team, the Bay Area Bakers, are going to be there, but I'm sure they'd love to earn a bid if they were. So for Breakers, you can't be losing these games like that. One upset in group play is fine, so long as you win it in bracket play, right? Which they did here, to their credit. So credit to Breakers for winning the tournament, but it is interesting to see, and it's going to be something to watch next week at the Everett Qualifier. MQC, I just want to touch on this for a second, got canceled due to a blizzard in Rhode Island. So if anyone was wondering, no games from MQC this weekend. It's supposed to be rescheduled, not sure when yet, but no games for Massachusetts this weekend. And then we get to Howard County. So here's all the games. Again, not all the logos are loading for some reason on Quad Ball 1, but quite some interesting storylines here. Boom Train 7-0, 6-0 in group play, win the final over DCQC in a 130-125. Absolutely amazing game here at the end. I'm trying to find the other one. Here's the other one. The first game they played was a blowout where Boom Train destroyed them 195-60, and then DCQC brought their A game for the final. Wasn't enough to get the win. Boom Train gets it. They get one of the 3 bids. DCQC, by virtue of being in the final, earned the second of the 3 bids. Boom Train also wins the championship for York County, which is important because it gives you one of the top seeds in pool play at nationals. So Boom Train, DCQC get 2 of the bids. The 3rd bid came down to Reapers and Chaos, and despite the fact that Chaos won in a golden goal, 145-130 over Reapers, this came down to goal differential. DCQC, Reapers, and Chaos all went 4-2, so it came down to goal difference, and DCQC with a 45 head-to-head, Reapers were even, Chaos on a -45, and that is because Chaos beat Reapers on a golden goal, and Reapers beat DCQC on a golden goal, but DCQC destroyed Chaos early on day 1, 175-70. That difference in goals is what gave Reapers the last bid from York County. So Boom, DCQC, and the Carolina Reapers earning the 3 bids from York. Chaos on the outside looking in, but they will be at the Champaign Qualifier coming up next week. Some of the other things, the Dragon Wolves surprised me. This was the combined team of the Pennsylvania Wolves and Atlantic Dragons. Got a win over Slice, got a tight win over Chicago United, and not the best showings everywhere else, but getting the 2 wins on the board over, I don't want to say the lower tier teams, but you had the top 4 and then the other 3, and we wanted to see how are the other 3 going to shape out. So the Dragon Wolves, very good job from them. Great job getting 2 wins on the board. A good weekend for them. And then the last game, like Chicago United, even though they didn't get a win, they were right in this game. A golden goal against Slice, a golden goal against Dragon Wolves. I mean, they were right there in those games. So Chicago United, you can't say it was a terrible weekend for sure. I know not getting a win isn't the best, but they put up some good performances. Putting 9 goals on Boom Train as well, no easy task. We're going to ignore the 245, but putting 9 goals on Boom Train, certainly no easy feat to do. So one last look at those standings. Boom Train with 6-0, DCQC, Reapers, and Chaos all 4-2, Dragon Wolves 2-4, Slice 1-5, and Chicago United 0-6. Congrats to Boom, DCQC, and Reapers for earning those bids to Nationals. And of course, congrats to Boom Train. They're the champions of York County, and they will get probably one of the top seeds going into Nationals. Let's take a look at the updated power rankings really quick before we end this video. I moved Boom Train above Reign just because a 7-0 qualifier where you're beating some other top 10 teams, I think it's enough for the time being to move them up. Of course, Reign will be at Champaign County. I think they're going to be at Champaign, not Howard County. I think Howard County is just college teams. So they should be at Champaign County in 2 weeks. Of course, a chance to rise. But I think the top 4 has been the top 4 for a little bit of time. And I say that, but even then, it's really tight. DCQC and Chaos and Reapers all played Boom pretty close this weekend. Which, by the way, Reapers making their first showing in my top 10 on the year. Let me address this, because all the teams beat each other. I just did the exact same thing that was listed here, where DCQC finished in second by virtue of the tiebreaker, Reapers third, Chaos fourth. So that's how I have it on my rankings as well. Some people are arguing, and I've heard that Chaos 1 is getting healthier. They're getting a bunch of people back, and they're getting some players from Twin Cities, is what I heard. So Chaos definitely has the potential to rise on this list. Probably one of the biggest wildcard teams coming up for Champaign County and for Nationals. So absolutely potential to rise even higher. But Reapers making their first showing on the list, DCQC, I'm keeping them at 8. I wanted to move them up, but I thought it was probably more fitting to have them in a almost 3-way tie with Reapers and Chaos. Trainwreck I'm interested in. They will be at Champaign County, and I'm interested to see for pretty much the first time the true A-team, B-team split between Boom Train and Trainwreck. It's going to be interesting. Let's see how it shapes out. We've had them up here based on talent for a while, but who knows? Maybe they don't deserve to be this high, or maybe they do deserve to go even higher. It's tough to say. But Boom Train up to 3, Reapers up to 9. My first 2 teams out are Vermont at 11, Bay Area at 12. We'll see if they can climb back in a couple weeks. That's it for now. Another video coming later today with a preview of Howard County and Champaign County. You don't want to miss that. 2 special guests. Subscribe so you don't miss it. This is Jackson signing off.